Howdy, and welcome back to the Iron Wolf shop. Today, I thought we would talk about the car that is going to hopefully take us from Peking to Paris in this great race that we are trying to finish. Um, First, a story about why I chose the car. In 1984, when I was about 20 years old, I came upon a GTO Judge for sale on a street corner. And I called the guy, I looked at it, called the guy, and we agreed on a price. And I went home to try to get a loan from my dad, who is not very interested in cars. And when he said, okay, it sounds like a great deal, I was just amazed. And I said, okay, that's great. I'll go call the guy. And he said, well, when are you going to sell your car? And I said, well, wait, I didn't really want to sell my car. Because at the time I had a 1972 Olds Cutlass Supreme that I was really attached to. And believe it or not, I chose the Oldsmobile over the Judge. And that was kind of always the one that, and I've regretted it, and that's always the one that got away from me. And so for years and years, I've, kind of bided my time and said, oh man, if I ever have the chance. Finally, rolled it 2.5 years ago, and I'm trying to figure out what kind of car I want to take from Peking to Paris. Now, the car that I wanted, it had to have three criteria. It had, number one, it had to have curb appeal, like, draw attention in a crowd, set itself apart. Number two, it could never have done the race before. And number three, it had to be something that I loved. And then the idea came to me, hey, I could catch the one that got away. So that's exactly what I did. I went and found a GTO. No, this is not a real Judge. I went and found a GTO that was advertised as not very much rust, which we all know is code for the entire car is rusty. So that is exactly what I ended up with, is pretty much a restoration or a rescue, basically, of a GTO. So a lot of things have gone on. It took me about 2 years to do the car. And today I thought we would go take a look at the car. So let's go take a look. And here it is. This is a 1969 GTO. It was originally silver with a black vinyl top. And it had the rally pack and no tack. It didn't have a hood tack on it, which is kind of odd. The guy had blown the original 400 engine. His dad had owned it since 1978, and his dad blew the original 400 engine, and in it was a 455 that I pulled out, and in its place, I put a 428, which is correct for a 1969 Pontiac, not the 455, because the 455 didn't come out till 1970. Now, how am I going to get a 428 past the scrutineers because they want the car to be correct? Now, in 1969, there was a place called Royal Pontiac in Royal Oaks, Michigan, and they had something called the Royal Bobcat. Now, originally, it was a crate full of parts that they would send you, and it would really improve the performance of your 65 to about 67 GTO. In 68, though, they decided, hey, we can just put Ram Air 3 and Ram Air 4 428s in the GTOs as a factory option or as a dealer kind of deal, much akin to the Yenko program for Chevrolets. And so that's how the 428 in a GTO came about. So why don't we pop the hood and look underneath. 1969 428 Pontiac engine. Built to Ram Air 3 specifications. It's got a 421 Arma steel crank. It has forged rods, forged aluminum pistons. It has heads that reduce the compression down to 8.25 to 1, because where we're going, the fuel can be 80 octane, sometimes even worse than that. So it's got to be able to run on low octane fuel. There is our custom made 30-gallon fuel cell. It has 1/4-inch aluminum on the bottom as a skid plate. It has Kevlar fuel bag, and it has there's the one spare tire that's in. The other one goes kind of right there. And here is a lockbox so that we can keep important documents, money, and everything in the car, but safe, where nobody can get it. You can see the straps and everything to strap everything down so it's nice and secure. I hope you enjoyed the tour of the car. I will be bringing another video to kind of explore the underside of the car to see what I did to address the rough roads and the harsh environment. I hope you enjoyed this video, and hope you'll tune back in for upcoming videos.